Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. We completed ANJU and KAFEI's questline in the last video, and now we're going to do it again for the other rewards. However, I did do a little research on this, I will admit, and it turns out I'm stupid. So, there are two rewards we can get, and there is a split, but the split isn't whether you go to the hideout or not. So, we kind of screwed up a little bit, I believe. Well, I. So, I don't think we actually had to do this twice to get everything I care about, but, you know, we're here now, we're doing it, it is what it is. We're gonna go do some more cool boy things. And in order to make the video more interesting, because, as I said, we did most of this in the last video, we're doing very much nothing different until, like, day 3. Like, nothing is gonna change until day 3. I have Googled and I'm on 41 questions to ask on a first date. What say? 41 questions that'll take your dates to the next level. Go deep without feeling weird. Don't know what you mean. So we're gonna work through them basically. So we have something to talk about because nothing has happened. I started recording this video immediately after the last one, basically. And it's all gonna be the same. So we need to entertain ourselves. So feel free to answer the questions yourselves as we go through. Or yeah, you could write your answer down if you want to. If you want to date, you know. If you would rather just think about your answers, that's cool. So, what type of music do you like, and what's the last concert you went to? I like. If anyone says everything, I'm gonna smack you with a bottle. Oh, you like, you know, hate songs from the Ku Klux Klan? No, you don't. Nobody likes all types of music. Don't be silly. What is your favorite genres? What genres do you most... If you were to distill your liked songs on Spotify down to the most common genre, what would it be? For me, it's very much rock, but the variations of rock would be post-hardcore, it would be emo revival, it'd be pop punk, that kind of music, generally speaking. I do have a gaggle of other things, like I've got some hip-hop and stuff in there, but very little. I can say I like some hip-hop, but I'm not going to say it's like the type of music I listen to. I just happen to like some songs from it. You know what I mean? Country, I don't particularly like country, but maybe there's a couple of country songs in my list. You know what I mean? So, again, I wouldn't say I listen to country, but it's on my list. The last gig I went to was a long time ago, though. It was the one... I can't even remember what the band is called. It was in Manchester, and it was when my girlfriend at the time broke up with me. I just want to try something while I'm here. I'm going to hop in here. Are they shouting in here at the moment? They are, right. So I think what we do is we use the couple's mask to make everyone happy and love each other. Most of the townsfolk already have taken shelter without waiting for the mayor's orders. The only ones left are public servants and committee members. I mean, there's plenty of people left, but whatever. Mr. Mayor and Carnival committee members, please order those who remain to evacuate. Well, you cowards, do you actually believe the moon will fall? The confused townsfolk simply caused a panic by believing this ridiculous, groundless theory. The soldiers couldn't prevent the panic, but outside the town walls is where the danger is. You want answers? The answer is that the carnival should not be cancelled. Isn't that right, Mr. Mayor? Are you serious, Muto? He changed his voice. It seems that giant chunk of rock above us hasn't caught your eye. At this time every year, we are overrun by tourists. Why is the town empty, is the tell you now. Clearly, it's your job to ensure the carnival's operation, but that's if people here fear it. Don't drag the merchants and soldiers into these. If the soldiers wish to run, then run, Viscount. Where councilmen will stick to tradition, well, I'll tell you now. This carnival will be a success. I've never heard of a defense unit abandoning its town. Madame Aroma would surely say the same thing when she made the tour. Let's not bring my wife into this. Okay. Love each other now. I have a special mask. Ah! Oh! Ah! The couple's mask. What a nice reminder. A young couple has been married. I wonder, did my wife flee? What did you just say? Yes, everyone, we're all worried for our families. Why don't we end this meeting? But Mr. Mayor, this will do. If you're stubborn and will stay and guard your family, or prefer to run away and seek shelter. That is for people to decide on their own. Oh, did it, gang. Thank you for allowing me to put an end to all that pointless bickering. And also stubborn. It is shameful. Here's a token of my gratitude. It's a heart, it's a heart. Well, I may be an unreliable mayor, but at least my family can depend on me. I want to protect my wife. You saved the mayor from a tedious meeting. Cool. Another one bites the dust. I still don't know what that missing one is, so I'm very curious about that. Let's go talk to her. I don't know if I have to talk to her, but I'm going to do it anyway. Throw the mask on. Yeah, okay. Right, so the next step is to wait and then wear the Goron mask and get the room key. I don't actually know if we have to do that, but it does make it easier because it lets us in at night time. I need to remember where the post office is. Meow. 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 Sorry. So that's the last gig I went to. I can't remember who the singer was. It was a lass band. And then we broke up the next day. And I haven't been to a gig since. But that's a shame because I really like live music, so I'll have to go to one soon. When you travel, do you like to have a packed itinerary for max efficiency, or do you prefer a chill vibe with flexible plans? I used to be a massive planner. When we were going to Costa Rica, so Costa Rica, I was going with this girl I knew from university. We'd only met twice. We met on a night out and we just got on really well. And it wasn't even like a romantic thing. We weren't like involved with each other or anything like that. Although I did have a big crush on her. She was gorgeous. But neither here nor there. But we didn't. We just both wanted to travel a lot, and it was coming up to summer, and we had 3 summers. We thought, yeah, let's just go to Costa Rica together. That's really what all it was. And I'd planned everything up to a certain point. Like when we got to Nicaragua, I'd planned a lot of stuff out and booked all these hotels ahead of time and stuff like that. Because initially there was a few of us, like we picked up other people and, you know, we had friends and family pop in and out and stuff like that. But eventually it was just the 2 of us alone in Nicaragua. And like I said, I'd booked everything, but her take was much more freeform. It was very much, let's just wing it, basically. So we would rock up at a town at 3 a.m., this tiny town in backwater Nicaragua with no plans, no hotels, nothing booked whatsoever. And I've got to say, it was much more enjoyable. It was occasionally a little bit terrifying, but in a cool way. And that made me much more, and this was like 10 years ago now, so it made me much more open to just winging it. I don't mind having plans if there's something I really, let's say I was going to go to, I don't know, South Africa or Australia or something. I really want to go swimming with sharks. I really want to go down in a shark cage with great white sharks, right? That's like very high on my list. So I wouldn't want to go and not have that planned somewhere. But beyond that, yeah, I don't really care. I'm kind of flexible. What's one thing you're looking forward to doing this year? I'm going to go on holiday. I think I'm going to go on holiday on my own. I kind of got a new resolution to travel to a new country every year. Thank you. When do I talk to her about... It's soon, isn't it? Can I do it now? No, not yet. Apparently not. Maybe it's after the postman comes. Probably is. Yeah, so I don't know where I'm going yet. Oh no, actually, you know what I'm most looking forward to? I've got this stag do in April, mid-April. We're going to Dublin for the weekend with friends I haven't seen in a very long time, and we're spending 2 nights in Dublin, and I'm gonna drink an abhorrent amount of Guinness. It's gonna be great. All right, next up. It doesn't work in here, does it? So yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. And then I'm gonna go traveling on my own for a bit. It's just gonna be a cheap little thing, but I'm just gonna go away for a week on my own and go to a new country. I want to try to go to a new country every year. That's been on my list of things to do for a very, very long time, and I haven't pulled it off. I've only been to one new country in like 3 years, 4 years, so I need to get sorted. I was right? I'm a little worried that I'm gonna skip forward a little bit too much. I'm correct, right? We're now meeting her in the kitchen. We get the letter, we put it in the post box, then we go to the laundry pool, speak to KAFEI in the house, give the pendant. I wrote down some notes. I think I've got it. It's fine. So yeah, now we have to kill 6 hours. So that's good. We can wait for these questions. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to travel. It's going to be somewhere cheap. I don't have enough money to do something fancy. Even if it's just a week in a new country that, you know, it's just like a little city break and I go see a new city or something. Yeah. What are your top 3 TV shows of all time? Top 3 favorite TV shows of all time. Community. It's tricky, isn't it? It feels weird to put comedies on there, but to be honest, it probably would all be comedies. It might be Community, Always Sunny, and I don't know. Are there any that have like affected me deeper than that? Mad Men, maybe. Mad Men's definitely up there. I'm kind of looking at a Google list of cool TV shows. Oh, Parks and Rec, I forgot that last video. I guess that'll do for now. I'd find it easier to say that for films than TV. TV, I tend to go very casual. I don't tend to worry too much about like prestige TV and watching good TV. TV tends to be background noise for me, or just something to entertain me and chill in the background. Whereas films, I'm much more, you know, pay attention and want something deep and meaningful. Different priorities, really. I'm sure there's something incredible. Oh, Chernobyl. I really like Chernobyl. What does a typical weekend look like for you? Very boring at the moment. Let's not worry about that much. What qualities do you value in a romantic relationship? Is that for my partner or the relationship? I'm going to assume for my partner rather than the relationship itself. What do I want in a partner? Fundamentally, it seems obvious, but someone nice. Lots of people date people who aren't very nice. Like, you know, it pops up on Reddit, and it'll be it's usually a woman complaining about her boyfriend, but for good reason. Like, she'll post the text messages, and the way he speaks to her, and also, and the way some women talk to their partners, the way some men talk to their partners, and the way some MBs talk to their partners, is just abhorrent to me. Like, if you can't treat your partner on a very fundamental level with like basic respect and good communication, then you shouldn't be dating anyone, or you should date another terrible person. Don't drag some nice person down with you, you know? So just being nice in general is like rule number one. Like if you're rude to service staff and stuff like that, I've got like no time for you whatsoever. Zero time. Like that would kill. If someone I was with was rude to a waiter, or you know, someone behind the terminal at the airport or anything like that, that would kill the relationship for me. It really would. Unless they were rude first, obviously. Ambition is very important to me. Passion. Doesn't have to be about, you don't have to be ambitious or passionate about work or, you know, succeeding at like, you know, a big promotion or education or something like that. It could just be, oh, you're really passionate about weird dolls from the 50s. But if you really care about that and you've got like a cool collection and it's something you love talking about, then that excites me. I love hearing people talk about the thing they're most passionate about in the world. Bonus points if it is interesting or interesting to me, but I don't really care about that. It's more just, if someone lists the things they care about as, you know, travel and TV and films and gym and loving life or something, I'm a bit like, yeah, but, you know, what do you do that makes you you? You know what I mean? So that would be up there. Intelligence as well. Sorry, I just can't date a stupid person. What's your preference on paying at the end of the day? I mean, on a first date at least, would always offer to pay. And it's funny because I think that probably is a little bit sexist inherently. Like, it has to be at least a little bit sexist, right? Because there's no reason I should pay more than she should. And yet, socially, I have been trained to do that. That is how, and I would always offer, I would always try to pay. By the way, if you want to read any of this or like pay attention to the questline, please just go watch the last video first. I mean, I can't imagine any of you are watching this one who didn't watch the last one. But if you have just started watching this one and you're confused why I'm not paying any attention, that's why. Please go watch the previous video first, and then this one will make a lot more sense. Thank you. Right, let's go post a letter. And then we've got a big old wait. Actually, it's not that long a wait. No, it is. It's a huge wait. It's the longest wait in the entire thing, I think. Oops. Now we're waiting till like 3 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. So it's a 9-hour wait. What was I on about? Oh yeah. So there's really no justifiable reason why I should pay, but I would always offer to pay. However, I think a lot of people will be with all these. Some people will be like this with me, because I think there are people who probably take issue with that, and that's fine. But I think if you really got annoyed with that, we're probably not meant to be together. What I would want, my ideal, is that I will pay and I will offer to pay and I will say pay, but she has to at least pretend. You know, there has to be. It's like a social convention, and it's daft, but it should be. I will pay, but you need to at least. So, you at least need to try to pay, or you at least need to. If it's gone well, this situation, but it's more like, oh, I'll pay, and then she'll be like, no, let me get my. I was like, no, and I'll say, well, you can get the next one or something like that, and she'll be, yeah, okay, that sounds like a plan. Now that assumes there's a second date, right? Otherwise, none of this works. If it's gone really badly, I'd be more pushing towards splitting a bit. Even then, I mean, for a first date, I don't go for a meal or anything for a first date. I don't really like restaurant dates until you're a couple, to be honest, because I think they're quite stuffy and a bit. I don't think they're a good way to get to know someone. So usually a first date for me is coffee or something like that. Not that I go many first dates. I don't really, even though I end up dating people, it doesn't tend to involve first dates. I think I think my last girlfriend is the only person I ever went on a. No, two of my girlfriends I've been on a proper first date with. Other than that, it's never a first date. We just date, we just end up together for other means. But either way, it's usually coffee or something like that. It's not usually a restaurant, or it's a drink or something like that. In which case, I'll get around in, and maybe she'll get around in or something. So yeah, it tends to not really be a problem. But yeah, I would usually try to pay. If you had the power to address any cause of social issue, which would you choose? Now it says cause of social issue, so can I just eat the rich for that one? Is that correct? Can I tear down capitalism? That would be my answer. What role do your family and friends play in your life? Do you have a close relationship with them? I'm quite disconnected from most of my close friends at the moment because I keep moving. I've moved again. I'm in a whole new town, and I get on well with people from work. I'm not sure any of them are friends at this point in time. I don't think there's any of them that would call me up on a random day and say, do you want to go hang out? And I wouldn't do the same, So it is something I'm conscious of that I probably need to start doing and trying to meet people in this area. But it's tough when you're mid-30s, guys, to make maze. It's a weird thing to do. I've still got my friends from school, the wedding I'm going to and the bachelor party I'm going to are a friend from college. And I'm going with my mate from my best mate from high school. Me and him are sharing a room. It's gonna be very romantic. So they're always very important to me, and it's something I do need to sort out here because I'm pretty isolated here sometimes. But yeah, so that's the situation with that. Family, yeah, me and my sister aren't as close as I would like sometimes. She's got her whole life, she's got 3, soon to be 4 kids and a fiance, and she's up in Scotland, and I don't really make the effort to go up as much as I should, and she makes absolutely zero effort to come see me. She's got 4 kids, so it's fair enough, really. So, yeah, I mean, we get on very, very well when we do hang out, but it's sporadic. Likewise, my mum. I don't see my mum as much as I'd like. I do. That's more my fault. I need to make more effort with that, and that's definitely on my list of things to do this year, because me and mum get on very well. It's a bit awkward because my mum and my sister don't get on at all. They're not on speaking terms, so it's a bit strange, but I'm not really involved in any of that. I don't want to be involved in any of that. It's nothing to do with me, so, I have no intention of getting involved in other people's drama. My dad, honestly, is like one of my best mates. Don't tell him I said that. Me and my dad go to the gym together 4 times a week. We see each other all the time. I can very happily go out for a drink or 5 with him and get on really well. We've always gone very well. So, yeah, very close. I was the best man at his last wedding, It's kind of sweet, actually, now I think about it. Extended family, though, not really. I've never really cared about the whole, we have to be dead close and care about all our family members just because they're family. If you don't get on, you don't get on, The fact that they're blood doesn't mean shit, really, as far as I'm concerned. Who would you consider your support system? Yeah, probably my dad, really. What's your approach to finding work-life balance? Is that important to you? Yeah, at the moment, obviously terrible at that. It doesn't exist, really. It's very much hard to have a work-life balance when you essentially have 2 full-time jobs, but I am obviously working on changing that long term. It is important to me. It's not as important right now because I'm not seeing anyone, and like I said, I don't have tons of stuff going on in my life around here, and I kind of want to impress in this job and establish myself, and sometimes that does involve pushing yourself a little bit. It's important that I never feel like I have to push, right? Like, the company doesn't demand things off me. The people aren't demanding things off me. I don't have to do anything beyond 9 to 5 if I don't want to. I go out of my way to do those things because I'm driven by that ambition myself, to want to do well and progress and impress and be part of the future of the company and all that kind of jazz. So that's important to me personally. It's not mandated by anybody. It's something I'm doing off my own volition. The balance will get better as hopefully I get promoted in this job and can earn a bit more money and sort of dial back further out on the best of luck side of YouTube, and B, as I establish a bit more of a life on this side. I'm doing things, you know, like I said, the pub quiz and stuff like that. I'm trying to get involved, but it is all work related at the moment. What's the longest? Wait, no. Have you ever been in a serious relationship? Yes. 3. Would I say only 3? 2.5, I'd say, maybe. My first relationship is still my longest. That probably says quite a lot about me, actually. Why did your last relationship end? Well, she broke up with me. I think. I said some stupid things. She overreacted to some things. We didn't understand each other at the time. We had other problems before that, anyway, that weren't really being spoken about. We just weren't right for each other at that point in time, I don't think. I think we could have been. You know, we were talking about our future in a very serious manner about marriage, and we talked about kids and everything like that, and I kind of thought I was going to marry the girl, but, you know, it just didn't work out like that. No regrets about it. No ill will meant. I think she made a mistake personally, but it is what it is. Like, I'm long past that now, and she's very happily with someone else, and I've kind of upended my entire life since then, so it's kind of worked out well and nicely for everyone. What's your perspective on exes remaining friends after a breakup? Are you friends with any of your exes? I would say I'm friends with most of my exes. In a weird way, though. So, like, for example, me and the girl I was just talking about, we catch up every now and again. I saw her just before I moved. I saw her a few months ago. We had a coffee and kind of caught up on each other's lives. Only one of my breakups, I would say, has been bad. And that is someone I never spoke to again. All my other serious relationships, we always maintained... I don't trust my first girlfriend anymore either. She's been married and it's a whole other thing, but no ill will there at all. Like, I tend to get on well with all my exes. Come on, give me the pendant. Yep, hello, kid. I know. I mean, everyone bloody knew it. Look at the hair, for God's sake. Oy vey. Schoolboy's just running around causing havoc, isn't he? Just messing everyone's life up. Come on. But yeah, I don't know. I think you can be friends with an ex, but there has to be a balance. Like, if I dated someone, and I think they would probably feel this way about me. If they were like really close, like if they dated and they'd broken up for some other reason, and then they were like best buddies and stuff like that. Because I think I've been burned a couple times by, for example, there's a girl I dated who, my girlfriend before last. Now I broke up with her, but she had this very close friend. Her best friend was this guy. And at some point in our relationship, he basically professed his love for her. Now, she said at the time she didn't feel anything for him. She only ever saw him as a friend, and they kind of, it kind of killed the friendship to an extent. And obviously she was saying, yeah, well, he doesn't mean anything that way to me. But within about 6 months of us breaking up, they were an item. They were a couple. Now, he turned out to be a massive twat, which, frankly, I always knew. And obviously it didn't really end very well, but I don't know, that made me feel a little bit iffy about this idea of being friends with people who your ex is with or that like you and stuff like that. But I don't think that's something you can limit. It just has to be, it's very context dependent. You know, sometimes it's okay, sometimes I think it's a little bit, you know, you can feel like people are keeping them around as a backup and stuff like that, you know? I'll give an example. What am I doing here, by the way? It's given the pendant to ANJU, so now I'm just waiting. Oh, it's tomorrow, isn't it? I have to go get the letter. Are we flying through this quicker than usual, or is it because I'm distracted talking about things? I like this system a lot, though. I like this talking about random questions. I think it's a really good way to fill time on this video. There's not many videos where we could get away with this, but this is definitely a good example. So I dated a girl in university for just a few months. It wasn't like a serious relationship. But we stayed very, very close. We got on very, very well. Romantically, I don't think we quite worked, but as friends, we got on very well, and, you know, in other ways, we got on very well, and we kept doing those other ways for quite a long time after breaking up. You know, we'd see each other every now and again, and we'd, you know, do things. And it was great. It worked for both of us. It was very casual. You know, nobody was at risk of being hurt, or so I thought, anyway. And then it kind of turned out she liked me a little bit or something. I can't really remember what was going on there, but that kind of got hidden a little bit. And then... But we got on really well. We were good friends. And we still are, I think. I still think we're good friends. But she's now got a boyfriend. Her first, like, proper long-term relationship in ages. Really happy for her. It's what she wanted. She went out. She, you know, she was tired of being single. It'd been a long time, and she wanted to date someone. And she found someone who, for all intents and purposes, seems like a really good guy. I don't know the guy, but it seems like he's a really good guy. So I'm very happy for her. But we don't really talk anymore. We've basically stopped talking. And I have this problem with a few people in that we're friends, but the friendship, and this is only with, you know, girls, and this is going to sound braggy in a sort of macho brr kind of way, but it's really not meant to be. But quite a few of my friendships, inverted commas, with some girls have been based on sexual aspects. In the past, this is really nothing recent, but in the past. So inevitably when something changes in that somebody gets into a relationship, usually them, because they may be expecting something more from me and I'm not willing to provide that, so they go and eventually date someone else, it kills the friendship basically stone cold dead, because we'd based the friendship on that connection, and that connection can't really survive when you're dating somebody else. And I can name 3 or 4 people where this exact thing has happened. So that's a big thing for it as well. And again, this is a while. This is less of a thing now. I tend to not get involved unless I think it can be something a bit more serious, but especially in my mid-20s, it was more of a thing. Anyways. What's something you've learned about yourself during your single years or from your last relationship? The main thing for me, and I don't know, something I've learned about myself. What time are we waiting until? It's 1 o'clock, isn't it? Something like that, anyway. Yeah. Something I've learned about myself. Or from my last relationship, some about single. Trying to think of something negative. Like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of negatives to say about myself, but how many did I learn from a relationship? That's the question. I dated someone poly at one point. One of my serious relationships. Very much one of the loves of my life, and definitely not as secure in myself as I thought. That was a big thing to handle and to deal with and to learn. I got a lot better at it throughout the relationship, but it was always a thing, and made me realize that it's probably not the kind of relationship I could ever really realistically have. Which I don't, and to be fair, I don't think most people can, but jealousy is a horrible emotion for a relationship. A relationship just, I mean, I like a tiny bit of jealousy. I actually don't think it's a bad thing for a relationship, but proper, serious jealousy is probably the most toxic trait a relationship can have. No relationship survives with it, and learning how to deal with it and be secure in yourself and your relationship is a very tough but important thing to do. What are you looking for based on the relationships that you've been in or time being single? fuck knows. I mean, other than the qualities already listed, I need someone independent. My girlfriend before last was quite socially attached. She had like anxiety, detachment problems. You know, if we were apart, she would struggle, stuff like that. But I really like my independence. I like having my own life outside of whoever I'm dating. You know, we can definitely cross over in lots of ways, and I love spending lots of time with the person I'm dating, and I'm very, I would think, very affectionate with whoever I date. But they also need to give me my own space. Otherwise, I feel, I get quite claustrophobic. And it's not even a commitment thing. I just think people should have lives outside of their partners. I think that's a fundamental truth for all relationships. But some people prefer to be glommed to each other 24/7. I'm not judging that, it just doesn't work for me personally. So I know very much that that's something I need. It's just something exciting where we challenge each other and are there and supportive and all that nonsense, and a few other things that I'm not going to go into in this video. What's something that often triggered you in your previous relationships? I would say the attachment stuff more than anything else. What do all your exes or crushes have in common? What do you think attracts them to you? Attracts you to them? I don't think there is a common thread between my exes. I would struggle to come up with something. Most of them are brunette, but they're not all brunette. But like personality-wise, I would say I've dated some quite different people. I guess I've never dated anyone massively outgoing socially. I tend to date quieter people. But I'm not against the idea. It's more that I'm not usually that guy, so I don't tend to attract that person, you know? I can be that guy though. I always describe myself as an extroverted introvert, in that if I'm surrounded by lots of like, you know, brash, life of the party type people, I tend to shrink into the background a little bit. But if I'm surrounded by quiet people, I'll be the guy trying to make it into a bit more of a thing. You know, I'll break the silence and try to get everyone going and, you know, make it a little bit less awkward. So I do balance my personality a little bit depending on the social situation. So yeah, I would say a bit quieter or a little bit less socially outgoing in some ways. For most of them, largely. Most of them are quite... Well, no, that's the main thing. Otherwise, I don't really have a type in that regard. As long as they match the other things I've talked about. Passionate more than anything else. Okay, and then it's a different area of topics. Are you more of a texter or a caller? 100% a texter. I hate phone calls. Hate phone calls with all my life. I did have a long distance relationship, so we had to rely on a lot of phone calls, and we made those much more exciting than usual phone calls. But largely, I am not a phone chat person. And if anyone gets me to be a phone chat person, I very much really like that person, because I'm not a fan at all of phone chats. Thank you. Off we go. All right, well, this is all new from this point. How much time did I kill? Only 33 minutes. I feel like we've got through this a bit faster this time, because we're basically done, I think. Well, I've probably got a few hours to kill, actually. So I believe what I'm meant to do now, we can deliver the note by hand, or we can deliver the note to the post office. I'm actually going to slow down time for this bit, just while I make sure I know what I'm doing. So this is the actual split. We talked about the split, and I thought it was either go to the hideout or deliver the letter, but you can actually do both. You can go to the hideout, come back, and then deliver the letter, which obviously I didn't do. That's why we're having to do this again. The actual split is here. It's how we deliver the letter. We either deliver it in hand ourselves for one reward, or I believe we go to the post office, which God knows where the post office is. We're gonna have to go find it. This is the weird game. We still need to do this, by the way. Probably just a heart piece, isn't it, though? That's the milk bar. That's the inn. That's a game. That's a game. That's a game. That's the mayor's office, which would suggest the post box office is not here. It's not here. There's nothing here. Don't really know where it is. Poke around until we find it. It's gotta be one of these, right? It's probably this one, I guess. Lovely. – 9 AM to 3 PM. What? but it's 4 p.m. Because I think this is for the postman. Oh, look at that. Look at that red, baby. Oh, mama. So we're trying to do this one, right? But I'm also trying to do the postman one. Oh, is it later? Is it 6? It's 6, but I need to know where he's going to be. All right, we're going to wait till 6. See what happens. What's the next question? How often do you show your appreciation in a relationship? How do you want your partner to show they appreciate you? Well, I can't answer the second one. No. I think I show it quite a lot. I don't know. It's definitely something I'm trying to work on, is being more emotionally outgoing in that way. My love language is very much touch, though. Very much touch. You know, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I remember my second girlfriend, I went away with her and her family to like Butlins or some nonsense, and her mum said to her after, or her dad said to her after, he kisses you a lot, doesn't he? And it's not like proper kissing, it's just like, I just, you know, I'm very touchy-feely. It's how I just communicate. And I think it can get claustrophobic for some people as well, so I need to be aware of that. But yeah. So I think when I'm in a relationship, I show a lot of appreciation for that relationship, but I have to be very secure and happy in the relationship to do so. Because I think when I'm not, thinking back, I think that shows quite clearly as well. So, how do you typically respond if something's bothering you? Say something, get quiet, ask for space. I tend to ask for space and process on my own. That's a habit I'm trying to break. I'm sure at least one person watching this video will be aware of this from me, but I'm quite bad for that. Something will go on and I just disappear into myself essentially for a little while to think and process. I don't even have to think about the thing, it's just background processing. And that can feel quite alienating to not just partners, but friends and stuff like that, and other family, so I do need to get better at that. In the beginning of a relationship, how often do you like to talk to the person you're getting to know? That's a silly question. God knows. Depends. I mean, I'd expect to talk daily. It doesn't have to be like a big long-winded shit, though. Long-winded shit. It doesn't have to be a big long-winded chat. But I think you should probably... I think in any relationship, I would find it strange to not have checked in some form throughout the day, you know? Even if it's just... You know someone's gonna have a really busy day. You just say goodnight to each other at the end of the night, something like that. I'm not one of those people who needs like constant communication whatsoever. Just a basic, I'm alive, you're alive. I think you're cool. Let's go make babies. What are your views on gender roles and stereotypes? Do you feel one person should take the lead in certain areas, or relationships should be collaborative? Well, yeah, collaborative, obviously. Who do you think I am? I don't think gender roles really have any position in a relationship. I mean, but I say that whilst not wanting to condemn the people who do believe in those. Like, if you want to be a stay-at-home mum and, a quote-unquote housewife and do all that, that's fine. I'm not judging that. But, because my ex and me had this conversation on literally the first date. And my point was very much, as far as my take on it, is feminism's not about making sure that women are never housewives or stay-at-home mums or any of that. It's just that they have the choice to do that. If you want to be a stay-at-home mum and a housewife, then great, cool. I will support that. But if you want to go work a 9 to 5 and you're very ambitious about your job, that's also really cool. It's just about choices. And you don't want to be with someone who isn't happy in what they're doing with their life, and who they are and the life they're living. I wouldn't want to ever crush somebody and change what they're having to do, so. That said, I probably tend to take the lead to some extent. People assume I'm dominant because I'm a large, bearded man. So I tend to attract people who'd rather be a little bit more submissive, I guess, in the relationship. I would say most of the women I've been with, I wouldn't say I particularly like that, though. My last few girlfriends, anyway. The one before last, maybe. Not the others. What else is going on? Oh, it's a dev diary. Am I going to do a video on that today? Yes. Alright, it's 6 o'clock. Has anything happened? No. Now I'm nervous. Oh, but I'm allowed in. Is the postman here? Oh, he's...
Ew, I want to flee, but it's not written on the schedule. To me, delivery schedule is the highest priority.
Okay, look, there's a special letter.
This is priority mail seal, the highest of priorities. I shall deliver it.
Man is dedicated to his job. I'll give him that much. I'm gonna fix this nonsense. Dun, 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 dun. God damn it. I played the wrong song anyway, so it's fine. Dun, 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 dun. That was fun. I hope you feel like you got to know me better. And I hope some of you have answered the questions. You know, obviously, some of them are quite personal. If you don't... Oh, I wonder if this is helpful in any way. Yeah. You know, I'm sure some of those are quite personal and they're not questions people want to answer publicly. Totally understandable, obviously. If you ever felt comfortable answering any of them, it'd be cool to get to know people better in that way. Honesty as well. I didn't really talk about honesty. And now everyone says, obviously honesty is important in a relationship. On what planet is it honesty not important in any relationship? But it's not honesty in general. It's not honesty like, you know, don't cheat on someone or don't lie about where you've been and stuff like that. It's honesty about just who you are fundamentally and what you want and... Where are you going, pal? Oh, I'm gonna need the, I like people who are an open book, who are very forward about who they are and what they desire in life and stuff like that, because you're not gonna have a great relationship without that, in my opinion, and you might have mixed messages. What's going on? No one's talking to me. There you go.
I have a delivery for you, postmistress.
Oh my, it can't be. You're still here. Man's dedicated. Tomorrow's delivery is still scheduled. What a man. What are you saying? Did you see the sky? It's terrible. Oh.
But.
Oh my. Well, what shall we do? It's from KAFEI.
It's priority mail.
I'm so happy. I think something good will come in the end. Thank you. You flee now. That's an order.
Understood.
Talk to me, postman. Nothing happened. Postman, nothing happened. Assist me. Come back here. Where's he going? I'm gonna follow him.
I have decided to flee. It is an order from the postmaster. I'm now free. I can set my own schedule.
Yeah, begin dying in 6 hours.
I don't need this anymore, so here, I'll let you have it. Wow.
There we go. Postman's hat. Allows you to check the mail. Save the troubled public servant. Oh, man's living his best life. Look at him, he's so happy. And I got another hat. Oh, yeah, it's massive. Why is this so huge? I just realized I'm wearing a hat on my hat. Can I check the mail? Doing a great job. Some item other than a letter have been deposited. Ka-ching. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Hey, we got a new heart. Ka-ching. Played the wrong song again. Meant to be reset. Dum da da dum. That was definitely quicker than last time. But there's less figuring things out, obviously. So, we're gonna get one more little thing done. Something I've had on my list for a very long time. But to do this, we need a potion. But we can buy a potion, so it's fine. We'll have a potion. I wonder who I'm missing. That's the thing that's thrown me more than anything else. I don't know who I'm missing. Oh, I'm a little worried that I didn't talk to her again to finish the... Oh, no. Have I really fucked up? Wait. I'm a little worried that I'm going to have to do this again. Oh, no. I think I should have talked to her. I really should have talked to her. I'm just not doing it again. I'm just not doing it again. This is the one I'm gonna go do. There's very much no doubt in my mind that I should have had a word with her afterwards. And I meant to. I absolutely meant to, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose out the postman. I need some rupees. I don't know how many I need. 100 should do it. Oh, I'll take 2. This is one, yeah. Hi. Well, that might have been excessive. Wrong song again. Dum da da dum dum da da dum dum da da no. We're heading to a corner. I'm just gonna go fight Goron. It's probably. I was gonna go and roll there, but then you have to summon Epona and jump over the bloody fences, and that's really irritating. So no, we're gonna just travel to Cotton Canyon. We're gonna go save Shiro. You'll remember he's the guy in the circle of stones that we used the Lens of Truth to find. I think I remember where he is. I'm not 100% sure. I've got a rough idea in my mind's hole, as they say. Oh, that's Thingy. Off on his jollies, off to his hideout. No, just running around in a circle. Yep, just running around in a circle. That's what the postman was running like. Let's see if we can find this guy. I really haven't utilized the bunny hood enough. It's very good. Ow. Leave me out. Stop it. Cut out. Sure, it's down here somewhere. Isn't it just here? Hey, pal. Don't tell me that. I'm shocked. You're the first person who's ever spoken to me. I've been here for many years. Waving my arms around, asking for help, but everyone ignores me, passing me by. It's because I'm about as impressive as a stone, right? I'm used to it, though. I have a request. Can you give me some medicine? Yes. I've got you, pal. I got you. I think I'm wearing both of my helmets, however, so I'm going to have to put it on there. Here you go, buddy. Ah, that it? Yay! I feel better, I think. Thanks. Oh, here, in gratitude. It's a terrifying, but it's a very cool mask. Wear it to become as plain as stone. Now let me practice standing out. You helped the inconspicuous soldier. This was added to your notebook. You did it! Well done, buddy. Proud of you. Right, let me reset this. Arrows go there. That's it, folks. Look at that. Look at that beautiful page right there. Oh, mama. This is the coolest mask in the game. It looks awesome. Right. What did I not do? Nothing exciting there. I don't know what that is. Surprised that one isn't done. Maybe I have to put it in the post box to get his. The mother is basically done. So the only one Right, let's we've got 10 minutes. Let's find out who this is. Now I could do my actual job. Annoyingly. I'm gonna keep those questions in case we need them for the future. Majora's Mask. Side quest. No. Bomber's Notebook list. Or some. I just need to see all of them. That'll help. Okay, I think I've got it. So it's below the dancing glasses. Is it? I think I know what it is. This is not in order. Okay. This wiki is rubbish. God, I hate the fandom pages. Why they dominate Google results is beyond me because they're useless. Everything's Majora's Mask 3D, which is immensely unhelpful. What am I missing? Okay, here we go. Game FAQs. You won't let me down. Right, so it's above Anju's grammar. So it's number 17. Okay, I know I found it on the list. Bear with me. Huh, okay. I know what to do. Let's go bang it out. Finish things off. We're not going to have the tick on everything. And it does hurt my soul a little bit, but I think you can all understand why not, surely. Given the situation. That means, rather terrifyingly, I think the next... I've done it again, haven't I? What's wrong with me? I think the next episode might be the last episode, folks. I don't know how long the final part of the game takes. It might be a couple of hours, so it might be 2 more episodes, but it's this week. It ends this week. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm going to the observatory. I need to get a, you get the star thing. The Tear of the Moon. I'm gonna miss you, Majora's Mask. I'm going to miss you too. Oh, I'd like it to be 2 videos just because this is the 3rd episode of the week. It'd be nice to... I don't like uploading on a Friday, the first episode, because it feels like, you know, you upload the first video and then you have to wait 2 days for the next one. So if we do finish in the next video, I do warn you there won't be a video on Friday, just to balance that out nicer. We start next Monday. Come on. Into the telescope. Up, look at the kid. Oh, exciting. Usually much darker when we do this. Oh, there's a moon, very spooky. Oh no, the moon's sad. Oh no. Bloody skull kid. Where's this chicken? I keep hearing a chicken. Is there a way out of here? There's a leaf thing over here. Did I always just... Oh, I guess... Oh, yeah. I was genuinely about to go back through the observatory and go back through all the bloody tunnels. Back to Clock Town! Oh, itchy face. And we're gonna have a bit of a wait after this, so we can check we can do more questions. Come on. I'm a business taku. It does look like the business coconut. That I think he makes in Taskmaster. I do have one. As it happens, my friend. Here you go. Alright. And off he pops. Really slowly. God. I can see why in like they will shorten that part of the game, you know. But I retain that it's part of the game's charm as well. I'm surprised the Postman 1 didn't get finished. I'm annoyed about that. What have I missed? I felt like I did it. Because it's like, oh, you've helped him out, you know? It feels weird that it didn't complete it. Hey ho. So some of you figured out what I'm doing. Now we just have to wait. Ugh. I need to remember, do I just deco up? I deco up, don't I? Yeah. Alright, we've got to kill a few hours, so let's do some questions. Let me just find them. Where were we up to? Okay. So yeah, anyways, stereotypes, gender roles. I don't exactly feel like I prescribe to stereotypical gender roles whatsoever. I'm very fluctuating. And I think everyone should feel they have to. If they happen to, or they want to, that's fine as well. As long as you've got the choice, that's really all that matters. What are you looking for? Something casual, long-term, lifelong? I have to reckon with that myself a lot at the moment. There's... yeah, I don't know. I think I'm always open to something long-term and lifelong. It's just that my standards for that are very, very high. I expect a lot of myself and I expect a lot of whoever I date. And I'm happy enough on my own. I don't think I'm like super picky necessarily. It's just that I am happy on my own. Maybe not forever, but at the moment at least I'm happy enough on my own. I'm not like desperately looking for a relationship or anything. I like having my own time. I like spending time with myself. I like being able to focus on what I'm focusing on, blah, blah, blah. I'm definitely open to a relationship. If certain people want to, you know, move from where they currently reside in the Americas. But I'm not actively looking. You know, I very rarely am actively looking though. It's more that if I happen to find someone, stumble upon someone who I think is worth long term, then I'll go for it. You know? I was always much more of a casual dater than I didn't even casually date. I just had hookups really, and then I'd have a serious relationship every now and again. How would you describe your dating style? Do you get to know one person at a time or multiple? Definitely one. I don't really go in for. I don't think I've ever dated two people at once. Because I don't date with the intention of it not being a serious relationship. I've had casual relationships, but they're usually predicated around sex. It's not. I don't see the point in dating someone who you're properly dating, but that you also don't see a future with. That to me feels pointless. You may as well either be single or properly dating, right? The middle ground is weird to me. How long do you typically date someone before becoming exclusive? 3 days, 4 days? Not long. I don't date someone for a long time unless it's serious. So I'm not looking to fuck around, really. What are your deal breakers and non-negotiables? We've kind of covered that already. It's the opposites of the good stuff. What are your views on commitment, monogamy, or ethical non-monogamy? I kind of covered that a little bit as well. There's so many people on the planet that the chances of every dating style, or like one dating style working for everyone, is obviously zero. As I said, I have dated someone who was ethically non-monogamous. Actually, I had my part in that kind of coming back into their life, so it was cool. But I don't think it's for me on a dating level. I don't mind it on like a more casual basis with someone, but on an actual serious, I love you dating level, doesn't really work for me. I'm definitely a monogamous dater, but you know, if other people want to not be, and who cares? Like I don't see why people feel they need to judge that or have a deeper viewpoint on that than that. You can say, okay, it doesn't work for you. That's as far as that conversation has to go. You know, it doesn't need to be anything beyond that because it's not hurting you. So who cares? It's nothing to do with you. Get over yourself. Right, in we go. Could have got it ages ago. I'm waiting for midnight, I believe. Hello, buddy.
Paper, please.
Yay!
Yay! Here, you saved me. Not sure I want to touch this. Fell down here. Do I want him to hand me something? Not really. Who? Well, the person was under your notebook. You helped question mark out of a jam. Helped a weird sewer creature who needed toilet paper and used the title deed to do it.
I believe that was the last name on the notebook. Shh, look at that beautiful thing. 3 missing. But because I'm not going to do... I think I know what they all are. And because we're not going to do all of them, because I'm just not willing to sit through this goddamn quest again, I think we can safely call it there. So, we've got all the masks. We've basically completed the notebook. It's going to haunt me. No, I think I'm okay with it. I'm only haunted in that I think it might annoy some of you watching the videos, but it doesn't really bother me at all. I think I'm okay with it. I really don't want to go for the ANJU and KAFEI. It's a cool quest line. I really like the quest line, but doing it twice is already pushing it. Doing it 3 times is nonsense. And it's my fault, don't get me wrong. I would actually have to do it 3 times anyway to get the other reward, which I believe is a bottle. So there's another bottle out there somewhere. I don't know where. I don't give a damn about collecting all the heart pieces because God knows I don't really need them. And who cares? Got all 20 masks. We've seen everyone in the notebook and kind of seen all their proper side quests. We've seen... I'm going to say we've done it. I'm going to say we've seen 95% of what the game has to offer. So that means next video... I believe we're just waiting till the evening of the... Is it we just wait till the 3rd day? The evening of the 3rd day? I don't really know for sure. I believe it's like midnight on the 3rd day or something like that. The doors to the clock tower opens. We go up. We do the fight with Skullboy like we did way at the start of the series. But this time we play the song to get the giants come. And that's like the end of the game. Well, like starts the end of the game. So that's what we'll do next video. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've had fun on a very different style of video. Obviously, next video is going to be a lot more stuff happening. So we're not going to keep doing the questions. But I'll keep them handy for the next series. Because if it is Tiny Bookstore, there's going to be a lot of downtime and a lot of chat. So we'll definitely dig into some stuff. Thank you very much for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.